Long time no see, my guys. It's time for another big camera comparison. There was news that the Honor Magic 4 Pro was coming to our doorstep, so obviously we weren't going to be missing the chance to check out this gorgeous phone. It has gotten quite a bit of praise in the Chinese community, but as always, we want to see the camera with our own eyes, which is why it will be put up against the Galaxy S22 Ultra and the iPhone 13 Pro Max. 3 points for the winner of each category, 2 for second place, and 1 for third. Ready, set, go, let the facts speak. I want to see some good quality photos as soon as we get into things, and thankfully, that's exactly what we'll be getting. The complexion of the Magic is slightly darker than the other two, but luckily, this doesn't cause a huge amount of issues for clarity. If I were to differentiate, I'd say that the iPhone looks to have the brighter pictures most of the time, with the Galaxy being in between the two. The main difference is that, as often is, white balance. While every brand is known to have their own understanding of photos, for example regarding sharpness, saturation, and white balance, sometimes this can affect the general quality of a photo. When this is taken into account, I must say that the iPhone 13 Pro Max in general has the most accurate white balance, with the Magic 4 Pro and the Galaxy S22 Ultra trailing close by. If you want to see it from my eyes, just pay attention to my skin tone and notice how the iPhone manages to portray it in a more natural way compared to the other two, at least in this comparison. The one issue I have with the iPhone is the ultra-wide camera, and this certainly isn't the first time I'll be talking about this. While the colors are still nice, the Galaxy definitely manages dynamic range better, and I like the vibrant colors that go along with nature shots as it is commonly seen in ultra-wide camera usage. The Magic is consistent in its photography, but will come after the other two because of the slight issues in white balance. So, I would say that this was a pretty good start. If you think the same way, you could definitely drop a like and hit that subscribe button. Some nice nature shots were taken, but they'll take a step back because I want to be included more in the photos, and what better way to do this than portrait mode? Since this mode is based mostly on software, we often see good results from big brands, and Chinese phones are usually playing catch up. The surprising part is, even though Apple has been one of the pioneers of near-perfect edge detection, it seems that the difficult scenes we conjured up put a lot of pressure on their software. When I focus on myself, and mostly my face, I prefer the photos from the iPhone, but when taking a look at my surroundings, there are quite a few errors with regard to bokeh. Honor has once again opted for darker photos which are sometimes too dark, and the contrast is just off in a couple of shots. Also, Samsung's white balance does give the photos an orange vibe from time to time, so you can definitely see my dilemma here. Positives, negatives, advantages, and disadvantages will yield the same results from the photo section, as the iPhone and the Galaxy will be tied for first. Quite the head-to-head going on here, and I think it's about time we break that trend with the periscope telephoto lens on the S22 Ultra. But what about the Magic 4 Pro? I was delighted to hear that the Honor had included a 100x max zoom feature, as we never shy away from competition. Early levels of zoom don't yield much, but 10x is the best spot to see the differences, with the Galaxy being one step ahead. I do like the 20x of the Magic quite a bit, but 30x is known to be a sweet spot for the Galaxy, and 100x is no contest. First place goes to Samsung, with second place going the way of Honor, as we dive straight into my favorite moving pictures, or in layman's terms, videos. The first video shows differences in brightness between Honor and Apple, and also shows a regular issue Samsung has with focus when compared to the other two devices. The second video is also interesting since I don't quite like the white balance on the iPhone, the lack of details on the Magic, and the slight focus issues on the Galaxy. Small errors all around, but the third video will show why the iPhone shines, with a respectable shout out to the Magic because they look incredibly similar here. Freeze. In my opinion, this will best show you why the Galaxy is trailing behind the other two, and I wanted to make it clear why that was the case. Ultra-wide video is similar all around, and there isn't much to get into, with all of them being good enough, and the Galaxy's 8K video in this case isn't really special, to be honest, with persisting focus and sharpness issues. With all these factors combined, I can reliably say that Apple won't give up the crown when it comes to videos, and Honor will take second, with Samsung coming in third. The second part of the video is, as always, gonna be stabilization. There were a couple of comments saying that they really like the stabilization on the iPhone when there isn't much movement, and I actually agree, and I promised I would mention this, even though our main focus and the majority of the points go the way of the active stabilization mode, such as the Super Stable on the S22 Ultra. Not only is it better than the Magic 4 Pro, the latter has issues with shaking while trying to keep the footage still. This makes it much easier for me to choose who will take first place, as the overall quality of Samsung will prevail over its competitors. Normally, Honor would easily take second here with an active stabilization mode that Apple doesn't include, but the performance is quite underwhelming, so it will still take second place, just not as easily as I would have thought. Honor will be fighting back with slow motion though, as even though it has the same FPS ratings as Apple, the video looks to be higher quality. Samsung has 480 and 960 FPS for slow motion, but as you can see, there are serious quality issues especially at 960, and I don't see it being too usable. An overall evaluation will have the Galaxy tied with the Magic, with the iPhone coming in after. But where the Galaxy doesn't have quality issues is with its autofocus powered front camera. The difference is clear as night and day, as the Galaxy's photos almost look as if they were taken by the rear camera. The iPhone has some blur and isn't necessarily too detailed, but it's still better than the Magic when it comes to both front camera photos and videos, which is why it will take second place after the Galaxy. So once again, we're going to be testing out the audio capabilities of these three devices. On the left is the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, as you very well know. In the middle is the brand new Honor Magic 4 Pro that we just recently added to our collection. And on the right side is the pride of America, the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Let us know in the comments what you think about the audio quality, the noise cancelling, and whatever else you want to talk about. I must say, I'm impressed with the microphone quality of the Magic 4 Pro. We've also said before that the Galaxy S22 Ultra's audio quality is slightly better than the iPhone 13 Pro Max, as the sound is a bit clearer. The clearest sound here will go the way of the Magic, granting them the gold medal for audio. When it comes to macro though, the iPhone always has a lot to say, or in this case, a lot to show. It's gonna be really close, no pun intended, because Samsung also implemented a very good macro mode on the S22 Ultra. Honor looks to be putting in the same effort, as we don't usually see a Chinese brand put this kind of effort into macro mode, and it looks to be on par with the Galaxy, while the iPhone can get slightly closer than the other two while keeping the focus where we want it to be. With focus in mind, autofocus is up next, and as soon as the phones jump off the line, the Magic 4 Pro looks to have an advantage. Clear visuals, quick reactions, and much more. The iPhone is known to do a better job than its competitors in general in this category, but the Magic seems to have the upper hand with the specifics of the subject in the frame being more pleasing to the eye. And we arrived at night footage. There are significant issues that I have with each device, which is understandable since the lack of light is something that causes the most kinds of issues in smartphone cameras. Samsung often has the most accurate white balance with its upgraded nighttime technology, but a couple of photos should have been brighter with more detail. I actually really like the photos from Honor, but just like Apple, they also struggle with white balance, which results in some of the photos having yellow tones. Regardless of the end result, these are three decent phones to take photos with at night, as they will more often than not produce adequate results. The S22 Ultra sticks out for me a bit more due to the photos having this natural night feeling, as there is no aggressive artificial sharpening and brightness seen in their photos. I won't be on the same page for videos though, as I personally don't recommend shooting video at night. But if you have to, the iPhone looks to have the better results because the Magic is just too dark to pick out anything, and there's a huge amount of noise on the side of the Galaxy. The iPhone manages to brighten up the video to a respectable degree and can be said to be showing a better performance, leaving it tied with the Galaxy at night. We've arrived at the conclusion after each device has shown us they can shine in different areas, but we can only have one overall winner. The gold medal will go to the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra with 28 points, while the silver medal is going to be shared between the Honor Magic 4 Pro and the iPhone 13 Pro Max, both at 24 points. Leave a comment below on what you think about the new Honor Magic 4 Pro and how it held up in this competition, while also liking the video and dropping a sub to be the first to check out our new videos. See you soon.